Hi. So I thought of this thing where I would paint in an empty room, and I know some of you guys are gonna say, oh, it's not an empty room, there's literally an easel over there and I'm in here. Well, disregarding the art materials, I am painting in an empty room. I thought it would be like a new challenge for me. Like I want to do more like things that kind of make me uncomfortable. Because you know, being in a new room, an empty room, first of all, it's unfamiliar. I like having furniture and like seeing the comfort of like different things around me. And second of all, it's unfamiliar, so I don't know if a serial killer is gonna come out and just try to kill me, you know. Just because that's where my mind goes whenever things are too quiet. And the only weapon I would have to defend myself is a palette knife. And it's not even the sharp one. It's the one that looks like a spatula. I don't know, I just don't necessarily do well in quiet spaces. Like every single sound to me just turns out to be like an eerie horror show, and like the ghost who's listening right now is like, oh, she just that's what my mind's saying. Like if I'm saying this out into existence, someone's listening and someone's like, let's make it happen, you know. I also want to challenge myself to paint in places that I don't usually do, like a park, or like painting plein air. I don't know if that's what it's called, but like painting in real time. I just want to challenge myself more because I feel like that's where I'm able to grow when I'm more uncomfortable. We're not just having a quiet vlog. We're gonna be talking about different topics also on my future videos, because I'm trying to be more open with my opinions. You know, I'm just trying to let go of the fear of fucking up, and that's essentially the topic of our video today. I'm kind of like disconnecting myself from people today, from social media. I'm not going on YouTube, I'm not going to Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. The only app that I will allow myself to use is Spotify, which I kind of need because, as I said, I don't like quiet spaces, and even though I'm trying to challenge myself, I'm not gonna freak myself out while painting. It's basically an art day, and it's been so long since I've done this. You guys know, this is like your most requested video from me. Yeah, let's just get into it. I will not keep you here any longer. Okay. Hi, this is me from the voiceover. So today I'll be painting a few things, but it's been a while since I've painted on a canvas. And on this canvas, I'll be painting the Beatles, which is an artwork made by Theory 11. And I wanted to paint it because I saw it was like very intricate. Their cards are so pretty, so I'll link them down below. I just wanted to like translate digital artwork into something in a canvas, and I wanted it to be for my new room, which is actually this room, which is crazy to me because I've never had my own room for like 20 years. This is my first time ever having a room. Being alone in a room, it really forces you to think. And lately I've been thinking about my relationship with failure and how it has only really stopped me from doing things that I want to pursue. One of them, making videos like these, like more podcasty, more talking, because I always hold myself back from talking and like sharing my opinions online, because I always have this fear of saying something wrong or fucking up. And I think that's because having an opinion online is like extremely scary. Generally, in me, I've always been afraid to say the wrong things because a lot of times in my life I have, and I've seen like the repercussions of it, and now it's just like expanded towards a larger audience. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean like there's tons of things in my life that, you know, like fucking up or like messing up has taught me. Of course, you'll never learn if you don't make a mistake, but that doesn't make it like any less scary. You know, like it just doesn't make it any less scary. I feel like I've always felt that way about failing, like in school, in life, in art, and especially in the art recently. So it came to a point where I'd put off painting for a while because I was setting such a high standard
for myself to make art that I was only proud of, which completely goes against like everything I was like talking about in like all my other archives. I was afraid of disappointing myself if I found out that I couldn't draw one thing or if I couldn't paint something right. I feel like the song Vienna captures it beautifully. It reminds you that you have your own timeline and you can't do everything all at once, and I've always struggled with that reality. Being on YouTube too, it's like given me more reason to be afraid with the things I say, particularly because I've learned that you can't kill an idea. I mean, like, once you put an idea out there, once you put like these words out there, it's really difficult for people's perceptions of my thoughts to change. And I say that because I could really care less about how people viewed my body, but when it comes to my brain and personality, that's where I feel like I've always valued what people have thought about me. And I don't know, maybe that comes from a deeply rooted insecurity of the perfectionist and ambitionist in me, but at least I'm aware, you know? Anyway, so like take for example, I said something off the bat like without researching it, like, oh, I don't believe in blank, like say for example a belief like religion or like flat earth or whatever. And if I'm wrong, not only do I have to deal with the fact that I'm wrong, but with thousands of other people online knowing that I'm wrong. You see, it's like I can't cope with being infallible. On the grand scheme of things, I have a hard time accepting my faults. It's not just like being uninformed or having wrong opinions. I think the fear of failure when pursuing things stems from the fact that we're so accustomed to this culture of you can't change after having an opinion, or not living up to the dreams you tell people, or there's a word in Filipino where you say panindigan mo, like you have to stick through it because you already said it even though you know it's wrong. I feel like so much of us go through that because normalizing changing your opinion is so unnormalized. We live in this meritocratic society, which essentially means that when you work hard for something, it is a guarantee that you will get it. When you work hard for school, it's a guarantee you will be rewarded with high grades. When you work hard in work, it's a guarantee you'll get a promotion. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's come to a point where you realize that meritocracy isn't the end all be all. Because a lot of times it's luck. A lot of times it's just timing. A lot of times you can work so hard for something, but someone else will still get it. As I said, it's not always a bad thing to recognize that hard work does get reward, but it definitely affects our understanding of failure as a weakness rather than a means for growth. And I've read somewhere that your first thought is how you were conditioned to think, and your second thought, the one that overlaps the first one, is how you correct your own thinking. And if you're like afraid of taking risks, it's because you're conditioned to be perfect. And that's what I've been saying about meritocracy. We've been conditioned that there is a standard for perfection, and your self-worth is dependent on that perfection. And I feel like I've only become conscious of it recently. I mean, failure doesn't change your identity. It just teaches you that you can handle all the shit you thought you never could. I know this is all over the place, but I feel like it's weird for me to be vulnerable online because I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing or affecting someone's life negatively, or like putting this one thought into someone's mind and not having a positive impact on them. I know that there's like this responsibility for me to carry, but like I'm just me. I fuck up too. I fuck up all the time. I have this fear of being wrong. I have this fear of like it's not attractive if you see someone fail, because that's what I've been conditioned to think my whole life. But now I'm like changing the script, you know. I'm saying that there is a fine art to fucking up. The fine art to fucking up is that without fucking up, you won't be able to realize that there are things that you can improve on. You have to be like extremely uncomfortable to grow. You have to be extremely uncomfortable with the fact that you can be wrong. And you're allowed to be wrong. We're literally part of a collective experience that determines what's wrong or what's right, and what's unique and what isn't. And are we even ever right? Rightness is so subjective. We really just taken what school kind of just threw at us, and eventually it turned into like this one-dimensional view of what's right or wrong. I'm not talking about morals, I'm talking about what's right, what's wrong. We actually don't really freaking know, man. And I see this a lot. We view being infallible, unfaulty as a strength. Like, oh, she's so perfect, she has all her shit together, she's that girl. I can't stress this enough. Infallibility is so stubborn, it's stagnant. It doesn't allow for growth, and we have like this individual narcissist in us that wants to become rememberable. But if you want to become rememberable, if you want to become quote-unquote unique, you need to fuck up. And it's the only way. I mean, like, how many main characters have you seen that haven't fucked up? You need to break things and then learn how to fix them, and you need to say something profoundly dumb and not take it personally when you're educated. There's this one quote that I found like a long time ago, and it's, "Do not be dismayed with the brokenness of the world, because all things break. And all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention." And I don't know who needs to hear it, but you need to stop apologizing for being vulnerable or speaking up or changing your opinion. You're allowed to grow.
Like you used to, you don't talk to me. Why don't you talk to me? Like you used to, you don't.
She wore faded jeans, soft black leather. She had eyes so blue, they looked like weather. When she needed me, I wasn't around. That's the way it goes. It'll all work out. Still I think of her when the sun goes down, never goes away, but it all works out.
So yeah, that's all. I can't wait to see you guys fuck up. If you guys like this video, let me know, because I want to do more of these like podcasty more type of things where I paint and like talk about different topics. So if you guys want to suggest any topics that you want to talk about, leave them below, because I don't really have the time to make a podcast, but I would definitely love to do something along that format with painting. So yeah, bye!